All right, welcome in, everybody. Last time we talked to you, it was the trade deadline. We are reaching the end of August. Now, I know in the last video I said that I would see you at the end of August, but if you're following the channel, you probably have already seen that work has taken me away from home for a while, and content updates are going to slow down for a bit. So I wanted to crank this quick video out to give us a look at where we're at the end of August, because some big things have happened. All right, let's take a look at the home screen. As you can see, starting on the left, we are still 6.5 games up on the Braves. Braves have apparently had some struggles of their own because we have not been playing very good baseball as of late. Here is a look at the month. A lot of red since the beginning of August. We were cruising. Added some right-handed depth to the bullpen in tekulve, but since then, things are tough all over. I would say the biggest problem, and we will look at the stats here in a moment, but I think the biggest problem is really a bullpen implosion and some really inconsistent starting pitching. Well, here we take a quick look at the beginning of the month. We lose that game on the 1st. You take 2 out of 3 from the Mets. You drop 2 out of 3 to Pittsburgh. Drop 2 out of 3 in Cincy. Then we pick it back up, go to Montreal, take 2 out of 3 from them, take 2 out of 3 from Chicago at home, and you're thinking, all right, things are coming back around. But then we go to LA and get swept by the Dodgers. San Francisco takes 2 out of 3, and right now we're split with San Diego. We have 1 game to go, which will not be part of this video because, as I said, I'm getting on the road tomorrow, and it's going to be a little while before I can crank out another video. This Atlanta series from the 28th to the 30th, all of a sudden, we need to at least win that series. Then we get into September. We expand the rosters. We get the playoff push. I was thinking about doing a roster expansion video, but I don't really think we're going to be able to do that. And there's a few prospects that we really like, but for the most part, we've brought up the big ones this year. And if you're looking forward to next year, there's a few guys that may help us next year, but there's no Ryno Sandberg coming up from AAA this season. Well, here we can take a look at the pitching staff, and these are the splits for August. So this is just simply August numbers, but this will give you an idea of where the trouble is. Jeff Lottie has a 8.10 ERA. He was picked up at the trade deadline. We couldn't send him down, so he has to stay up for the rest of the season. In a few days, we'll be expanding to 40, so this won't be an issue. Joe Price, 7.2 in 5 innings pitched and 5 appearances. He has not been very good lately. Pascual Perez, really had high hopes for him to give us a solid season. 6.16 was his ERA in 30 2/3. Guy Hoffman, our Rule 5, who has been doing so good this season, 6.14. You got Tugger with a 5.87. Larry Anderson's got 5, and if you see, like, Hoffman's got 8 games. McGraw has appeared in 7. Anderson in 9. Marty Bystrom's just a tick under 5 in 5 starts. And things get a little better after that. Oh, actually, no, Carlton's got a 4.94. He is 1-2. That number is probably affected by one really, really bad start for Carlton where he kind of had to take one for the team. His overall record we'll look at in a second, but he is potentially having one of his best seasons. We'll talk about that in a second. Larry Christensen, Dick Ruthven, all doing all right. Ed Farmer, this really surprised me when I looked at this. He's thrown 9 1/3. He's appeared in 12 games. He's got a 1.93 ERA. That took me by surprise a little bit. And Kent tekulve, we picked him up. He's thrown 10 innings for us in 10 games, a 0.84. We picked up a good one. Just got to get the rest of the guys throwing the ball now. Offensively, there's been some bright spots for sure. Ryno Sandberg and Julio Franco are 2 rookies starting on that side of the infield together at first and second. strong this month. 365 for Sandberg, 372 for Franco. Sandberg starting to show the power with 5 home runs. Julio Franco with 4. We'll look at their overall numbers in a second. Jack Clark continues to do a good job. Lonnie Smith hitting 348. Milt May, since coming back, has struggled, hitting just 195. And Schmidt was struggling a little bit early in the season. Schmidt was struggling a little bit. Jack Clark was really carrying us in the middle of the lineup. Schmidt picked it up, won Player of the Month. Since then, he has slowed down, 192. Does have 4 home runs in the month of August. And Larry Boa, since coming back, just 228. George Vukovic off the bench hitting 302. Continues to have a good season. But really, it's been pitching. Pitching and sloppy defense has been the biggest problem. There have been games where I thought Carlton didn't get the offense he needed or whatever. And here you go. We'll take a look at the home screen, and we'll look at where people are for the season. Lonnie Smith, 332, 7 home runs, 44 RBIs. He's in contention for a batting title. Sandberg's up to 293 with 11 homers now. That is actually exceeding what I was hoping to get out of him this year, so hopefully that keeps up. His development continues. Jack Clark hitting 300, and never expected that to happen. He's got the 86 RBIs. That is among the league leaders. He might be leading the National League in RBIs. Schmidt just 236, 19 home runs now. So the power and the run production is picking up. Julio Franco, 17 home runs. He's just 2 behind Schmidt, 268 overall. And there you see Carlton, 16-4. And with the right offense, he could have 18 wins right now. He could be 18-2. Ruthven at 11-5. Larry Christensen, 12-6, 3-1-1. But then you get down to Marty and Pasquale, mid-4s. And those ERAs have been rising. Tucker with 28 saves, so 297 overall on the season. And Joe Price, 282 overall in the season. Not bad numbers, but they are going the wrong way. Now you see Ed Farmer's 5-3, 4.62. Very big disappointment this season. Ed Farmer joined the team, not really living up to the hype in the early part of the season, but he is apparently picking it up in August. He's the only one. And here we can take a quick look at the standings. We'll start in the NL East. 72-50, that winning percentage is decreasing. 3-7 in our last 10 games. Magic number is 35. So we're still in a good position, but we got to pick things up getting into September. Atlanta, 65-56, 6.5 behind us. See there, 4-6 over the last 10. They've lost 2. Montreal coming on a bit, above 500 at 63-59. Look in the West, LA is up by 2.5 over Houston. And in the Central, Cincinnati, 69 wins. They are 4 above St. Louis. Houston right now is your wild card team. Atlanta's 4 out there. It looked like Atlanta's only shot at the playoffs was going to be the wild card. But that's only a 2.5 game difference between those two. But they do have to pick it up as they've been playing under 500 baseball. St. Louis 4.5. Montreal 6.5 out. And you can see on the right here, Lonnie Smith is hitting 332, just 1 point ahead of Dave Collins for that batting title. And Jack Clark is leading Andre Dawson by 1 RBI to lead the National League. Stolen bases, Lonnie Smith's got 58. Tim Raines at 77. On base plus slugging, Lonnie Smith, 899. You look at wins, Steve Carlton's got 16 wins. That leads the National League. And we'll run through the American League real quick to give you a look at the rest of baseball. Yankees are 5 games up on the Orioles. They have won 3 in a row. Their magic number is down to 36. The A's at 67-55 have a 3.5 game lead over the California Angels. Detroit 73-49. Just a 1 game lead over the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City's lost 7 of their last 10 to fall behind Detroit. by a game. At 72-50, they do lead the wild card by 8.5. Kansas City having a great season. Detroit now best record in baseball. And since we most likely won't have a video around the 40-man expanded roster, that's right, 40-man. A couple players you might be interested in seeing in September. Kevin Gross could make an appearance. 65 potential. Philly fans will remember he was the ace of the staff for a few years and was a pretty good pitcher. Had a great curveball. Didn't have a very good team around him, but he was a solid pitcher. Juan Samuel, we may get a look at him as well. Mark Davis, Bob Dernier is almost a certainty to come up. And you might remember Charlie Hudson as well. You could see him, Lavalier, pretty good looking catcher. And Dickie Knowles. Dickie Knowles we had to send down. He was struggling anyway. Send him down to see if it could help his development a little bit. And he'll be back up on the 40 and be fighting for a spot next season. Down at Double-A, you might see Darren Dalton. Not quite sure if he's ready yet, but he seems to be ready to come up to Triple-A. And beyond that, not a lot of names that you would recognize down at Double-A or beyond that we could really see coming up. Dan Pasquale not ready yet. He's down at A-ball for Spartansburg. He was our #1 pick. There are some interesting names there. I'd like to see Kevin Gross and Juan Samuel in the majors, see how they adjust. Mark Davis, someone who is close. Dernier could help the team in the future. These are the guys that you'll probably see. We probably won't expand to 40 because a lot of these teams are winning. And if they're really not coming up to play, I don't see why we would want to take our best prospects and sit them down for a month to watch us. If they can help the team get us into the playoffs, then of course we're going to bring them up. Major League Power rankings have the Phillies down to 4. We had been 1 at times. Oakland is in the top spot, Cincinnati 2. LA now up to 3. As I said, we dropped to 4. Detroit, best record in baseball, they're still down at 5. And if you look here, center screen, team stats rankings, runs scored, batting average, a lot of offensive categories were 1 and 2. 9th in stolen bases, that's mostly Lonnie Smith, but Julio Franco has been running quite a bit as well. The big issue here as we scroll down, you can see we're 9th in starters ERA, 9th in bullpen ERA. That has really been a struggle for the team in August. You can see those numbers inflated. Hopefully now we get things turned around. Feel like the talent's there. We just got to put it together. All right, well, this is a quick video. Like I said, not a lot of time. I'm going to have to edit this and get it posted before I go to bed. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out this series. Ryan Sandberg stays in Philly. Might be a break here for a little while, but the season will continue. We'll get through September. I got the game on my laptop so I can play games. When I get my first chance to get back here and get on this computer, I can edit that stuff, get it posted back up. So the next time we talk to you, it will be sometime in September. When we get down close to clinching, or if we get into a battle with Atlanta, say, for this playoff race, we'll jump in back then and bring that up to date. But yeah, thank you again. I really appreciate the support that everybody's given me over the last year or so on this channel. And we will be back very soon. And talk to you later. Have a great day. Like and subscribe if you like it. And we'll see you again soon.
And please subscribe to my dad.